When we talk about rip currents, I have to tell you, it's regional when it comes to rip current warnings that are issued. So we've got those in place today for a good chunk of the eastern seaboard. As we go through the 1st of October, those aren't issued quite as regularly for places like New Jersey. Further north you go, we start to lose those, but we do have those across the south today. Taking a look at the two systems side by side, both having plenty of wave energy getting whipped back to the coast of the United States. And that wave energy takes some time to make it all the way to the coast. So having said that, as these two storms lift out of here, we're going to be dealing with these waves most of this week, perhaps all the way into Saturday morning. We also have some high pressure that's building over the portions of the Great Lakes, and you can just make it out to the north up here. So what we've got going on is a bit of a pressure gradient, and that pressure gradient between the Atlantic storms and that high pressure will give us the constant onshore push. That constant onshore push is going to be a concern for coastal flooding. Consistent onshore push, especially for the Outer Banks of North Carolina, we'll notice there we've got some flood issues, especially when it comes to high tide. Wider inundation, 1 to 2 feet potentially here. High surf advisories are also in place from Hatteras clear down and along the Space Coast, almost all the way down through most of Florida. That pressure gradient continues for today, and some of the winds could get gusting up to about 40 miles per hour. Generally speaking, 25 to 30 miles per hour, but some of the stronger winds could get up to 40 miles per hour at times. Of course, the stronger winds are closer to the center of the storm, as you can see some of these buoys, 34-mile-per-hour gusts there. But what you'll notice is the constant direction coming in from the north-northeast, and that's what we'll be watching for as far as the water being pushed well inland into the inlets, the rivers, the streams, all of it. Now look at the wave heights right now. Just off the coast, we're talking about 9 to 10-foot waves, even 13-foot waves. The closer to the coast you go, we've got 3 to 6-foot breakers. These waves are coming in one after the other, so we'll also be dealing with more in the way of beach erosion. Remember we were talking about beach erosion when we had Aaron? Well, now we've got more of it. So as we look at the wave height for the rest of the day, today, closer to the coast, hugging the coast, easily 6 to 9-foot waves. As the storms pull away, you'd think the waves would go down. But notice we're still dealing with 6 to 9-foot waves as we go through the day into Thursday and Thursday evening. And even into Friday, we still have some gusty or some big waves to contend with. Now, here's the coastal flood warnings we're talking about. They do extend over portions of the Outer Banks. A lot of these highways, Highway 12 could be dealing with water coming up and over, which we see this time of year. We'll continue with some of those gusts today. Notice 20 to 30, but again, at times you could get a gust up to 40 miles per hour. So that's something we got to watch closely, especially with so many people out and about, a lot of blowing sand. You've got the potential for some possible power outages. So watch for this closely. We'll watch this with you as well. Hatteras, by the way, when you take a look at the winds, consistently coming in at about 15 to 20 miles per hour, gusting 25 to 30 miles per hour. And as we mentioned, Bermuda, well, guess what? They're bracing for perhaps a direct hit. They're certainly going to be dealing with more in the way of some strong winds as well. It did bring some rain and some flooding to the Bahamas. Hurricane watches are in place for the island as Imelda makes an approach here. These two systems continue to make their way to the north, and then guess what? Just make a beeline off to the east. Steering mechanisms in place, and you can actually make out stronger wind loft, area of high pressure breaking down as well. So having said that, we're going to see both of these storms as they move to the east pick up some speed. They'll be picked up by this dip in the jet, and that's almost like a conveyor belt. So you put something on there, it picks up some speed and gets on out of here. Humberto, as we talk about, now Category 2. Just with the last advisory before this one, we were Category 3. Now we're down to Category 2, expected to continue to weaken. You can see how close it is to Bermuda. And guess what? It goes just to the north of Bermuda as far as the cone is concerned, and then misses Bermuda. But some of those outer rain bands could still have an effect on Bermuda today. Some gusty winds at times and some rainfall as well.